There's something people misunderstand about Leo. They assume confidence means certainty. They assume boldness means fearlessness. They assume presence means emotional safety. But what most people never see is that Leo is not driven by attention. Leo is driven by recognition, and those two things are not the same. Attention is loud. Recognition is intimate. One feeds the ego, the other feeds the self. And Leo spends much of their life learning the difference between the two. Because being seen is not the same as being known. And for Leo, that distinction quietly shapes everything. This is AstroMind. Leo energy is ruled by the sun. Psychologically, the sun represents identity, not personality, identity. It's the answer to the question, who am I when no one is clapping? And that's where Leo's internal tension begins. Because when you are wired to shine, you are also wired to fear what happens when the light fades. Not because you stop existing, but because you worry you might stop mattering. That fear doesn't always look like insecurity. In fact, it often looks like strength. But strength, when it's used as armor, can still hide a very tender core. Leo learns early, sometimes without anyone saying it out loud, that love often arrives when they are expressive, warm, entertaining, or impressive. They learn that presence earns praise. That enthusiasm attracts affection. That confidence gets rewarded. And so naturally, they lean into it. They show up big, they give generously, they uplift others, they radiate warmth. But over time, a quiet question forms underneath all of that effort. If I stop shining, will I still be loved? That question doesn't always reach consciousness, but it influences behavior all the same. In relationships, this plays out in subtle ways. Leo loves deeply, not casually, not half-heartedly. When Leo chooses you, they invest emotionally, energetically, and symbolically. They want to be proud of you. They want to stand beside you. They want the relationship to feel meaningful, not hidden, not small. But here's the part people miss. Leo doesn't just want affection. Leo wants emotional affirmation. Not compliments, not flattery, but reassurance that their presence matters. That they are not just tolerated, but valued. That they don't have to perform to earn closeness. And when that reassurance is inconsistent, something shifts. Leo doesn't usually pull away first. They wait, they observe, they give more. They try to reignite connection by being warmer, brighter, more expressive. But if that effort is met with indifference, dismissal, or emotional distance, Leo's inner world starts to close. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, because for Leo, rejection doesn't feel like loss. It feels like erasure. Psychologically speaking, Leo often struggles with a tension between external validation and internal worth. When validation flows, Leo feels energized, creative, alive. When it disappears, Leo doesn't immediately feel rejected. They feel confused. They wonder what changed, what they did wrong, what version of themselves was preferred before. And that's where pride steps in, not as arrogance, but as protection. Pride becomes the shield that says, if I am not wanted here, I will not beg to be chosen. So Leo withdraws emotionally, not because they don't care, but because caring without being seen feels unbearable. This is why Leo can sometimes appear emotionally unavailable after being deeply expressive. It's not inconsistency, it's self-preservation. They gave from the heart. They didn't feel received, and now they are protecting what remains. Another misunderstood Leo trait is their need for appreciation. People assume Leo wants praise for everything, but what Leo actually craves is acknowledgement of effort. They want to know their emotional labor matters, that their warmth isn't taken for granted, that their loyalty isn't assumed. Leo gives fully, but they need to feel that giving is noticed. When it isn't, resentment doesn't explode. It hardens, and once Leo's heart hardens, it takes time to soften again. In conflict, Leo rarely attacks first. They internalize disappointment. They replay conversations. They question intentions. But if the feeling of being dismissed continues, Leo eventually responds, not with emotion, but with distance. And that distance can be shocking, because the same person who once filled the room with warmth now feels unreachable. Not because they stopped loving, but because they stopped feeling safe to show it. At a deeper level, Leo's emotional challenge is this: they want to be adored, but they also want to be understood. And those two desires are not always fulfilled by the same people. Some admire Leo's light, others connect with Leo's depth, but Leo is happiest when both exist together. When admiration is paired with emotional presence. When love isn't just loud, but consistent. This is why Leo struggles with relationships where affection is conditional, where warmth appears only when they are useful, impressive, or entertaining. Over time, Leo begins to feel like love must be earned, and that belief is heavy to carry. Because Leo does not lack generosity. They lack certainty that generosity will be met with emotional reciprocity. When Leo matures emotionally, something important happens. They begin separating expression from worth. They learn that they are not valuable because they shine. They shine because they are valuable. That shift is subtle but powerful. It allows Leo to choose relationships where they don't have to overextend to feel secure, where presence is mutual, where silence doesn't feel like abandonment. A healed Leo no longer needs constant reassurance. They still enjoy appreciation that never disappears, but they no longer collapse without it. They become selective. They invest where recognition flows naturally. They stop performing for love and start allowing love to meet them where they are. This is also when Leo's leadership becomes quieter, less about being seen, more about being steady. They still inspire, but now through consistency rather than intensity. They still love deeply, but without losing themselves in the process. If you're close to a Leo, the most powerful thing you can offer them is not admiration. It's presence. Stay emotionally available. Acknowledge their effort. Let them know they matter even when they're not on. That's what allows Leo to rest. And when Leo feels safe enough to rest, their love becomes unwavering. And if you are a Leo, understand this. Your light was never meant to be proof of your worth. It was meant to be an expression of it. You do not need to be extraordinary to be loved. You already are. The moment you stop performing for recognition is the moment you begin receiving real connection.